Good morning. I, this morning, was like kind of in a panic because I have my sewing project I need to get done and my crochet project that I need to get done all for HHN. And then there is this market I need to sign up for. The cutoff date is September 1st, and I haven't even started. I mean, I have the page pulled up. I just need to fill it out and then gathered 3 photos. That's the hard part. That's the part where I'm like, oh God, I gotta get that ready. So instead, I went out to Michael's and bought beads. I've been making candy this morning because I just feel like it. I'm going to end up bringing some of these to the table. All of these say XXX or ZZZ, like sleepy or triple X, because I have way too many X's and Z's. I went out initially because I needed to get more T's and H's. I was online searching for them, and one of them said that I had to pay shipping on top of my no shipping fee. So I was like, I'm not going to do that. I need these letters now. The letters I did order aren't coming in until the 24th. Those are the glow in the dark letters, and I'm not even sure if they're going to be here by the 24th. I want to do this now. So unfortunately, I went out to Michael's. Well, first I went to Walmart to see what they have. I went against my anxiety, but I went early enough, like around 10 a.m., where I didn't think that it was going to be bad. The traffic was awful. Well, the traffic wasn't that bad. Let me reiterate. The parking lot was pretty rough. I don't like the parking lot situation out there. It's very annoying. Cars going everywhere, whatever. I went to their craft section, and I'm not going to lie, their fabric section is actually pretty good. They've got a large fabric section. And if I'm having to ask for somebody to come and help me cut fabric, I might as well just go to Walmart. Like, it's going to be cheaper for one. And two, there's a larger variety. So, well, it is what it is. Anyways, I didn't find what I wanted. I found a case of beads that came with letter beads and a bunch of other colored beads. And I was like, okay, so I might be able to use this. And I couldn't find a price. I'm somebody that knows how to read SKUs because I work in retail, so I understand SKUs, but they flipped everything over to digital tags. And because they did that, they didn't add the SKUs to it, so I can't tell how much something cost. It could have cost $14.99. It could have cost $2.99. I don't know. I don't think it cost $2.99, but there was something that was discounted, and it said beads, but I didn't want to risk the chance. My husband even reminded me that there's a lot of people that go to Walmart and they look at the price tags and then they check it on walmart.com and it's a lower price. And then when they get to the register, it's a higher price than the price tag they saw both on app and in store. So I just didn't want to risk it. I am a creature of comfort, unfortunately for me, and I just ended up doing Michael's. They do have a buy one, get one 50% off sale right now. So essentially a 25% off sale. I just needed those beads now. So I bought a bunch of purple ones, these, and then I bought a bunch of lettered ones because I'm very, very low on my letters. Well, specifically THO. Well, all the vowels. I did online order all the vowels. So that is coming in. They're not these cute colors. I love the neon colors. They're just black and white. But I'd rather that than just plain white, like bead with white or black lettering. I don't know. It's a weird thing that I do. It's not that weird. I don't think it's weird. Anyways, I'm almost done. I have 2 more candies to make out of this set. Let me show you what I've got so far. I've finished all my pink ones. There's 2 ZZZs and then 1 XXX. Then we've got all the yellow ones done. They're all sleepy ones. Then we've got all the orange ones done. They're all sleepy. And then we got green. They're all sleepy. We're working on 1 more set of purple. So we've got, in total, it's going to be 2 triple X and 1 sleepy. And then for the blue, it's going to be 1 sleepy and then 1 triple X. I know these ones are going to end up bringing to HHN with me, but I'm also going to bring them to markets with me. That's why I'm like, I don't mind purchasing more beads because I'm going to end up bringing them to smaller markets like Wicked Wilds because the kids get a kick out of it. And if it's only for $1, like, I don't feel bad about it. I'm trying to cater to the teeny weenies, you know, like the little ones that are just getting into fashion. And this is such a good way to start getting into fashion. Some people expand into more proper jewelry, whereas me, I kind of like this. I don't mind this. And I'm kind of grateful that it's trending. I guess thank you, Taylor Swift, even though this has been in the scene or Kandi or what is it, the EDM world for a lot longer. I want to get into better beads. I did order bat beads and those should be coming in a couple days. And I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with them yet, but I think they're going to like one up my candy making in the future. Oh, also, I was on Daiso because people were talking about ordering like stationery through Daiso or like going to Daiso and buying stationery. I was like, they sell stationery there? I know them as like a kind of Japanese styled store, and I just assumed it was going to be like Miniso, but they have a lot of crafting stuff there, and I can order a 6-pack. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. For $13.50, I can order 25-piece bags, 6 bags of 25 pieces of gummy worms. I did see a bag of gummy worm beads at Michael's, and it was like $11.99 for 50 of them, whereas this would be 150 of them for $13.50. So I'm probably going to order stuff through Daiso. I'm first going to go over to the actual Daiso shop to see if they have it in store, and then I'll just buy one bag at a time because I don't have much space to be ordering all these big amounts of beads anyways, and my husband's probably like tired of it. Plus, like, I want to see the variety of beads that they have in store. If they do, I might buy some stationery from them as well because I think it's really cute. I don't know when we're going. I think next week he has 2 days off. I need to double check, but if the one day off we have together is Wednesday, then I'm going to see about him wanting to go out to Daiso. It's far though. I have stuffed my bag and I still have all of these singles. So these ones are definitely coming to the markets with me. Most of them are the same. They're like vampy, baddie, high. Some are like really plain Jane. But we've got these ones all themed to HHN stuff. So we have Jack the Clown, Mummy, Scary Ohio, Oddfellow, Hamikuma, my favorite, and HHN icons. I might make more HHN related ones. I don't know at this point because I have all of these in here. I don't know if people are actually going to want to trade for these, to be honest. These are my like bottom ones. These are the ones I'm going to trade on top because I have a feeling most people are going to trade Kandi, and I want to save these for people who trade like embroidered stuff, if that makes sense. Not everybody trades just Kandi, and I know it's kind of selfish of me to say it this way, but I really kind of want to be picky on what I trade. These ones are super easy to pump out. These ones took a lot of time and effort. Trade for trade is kind of what I'm going for. Either way, my bag's full. I really don't need to be making any more Kandi, but also I'm kind of addicted to making Kandi. I might make bigger ones actually. Maybe I'll do like some spinning ones. Who knows? I love the sound. Look at this little guy. I made a little ghosty. He's not perfect. He's my first one ever, but he's very cute. I have tons of white yarn. I need to go through it, so I think this is a cute little thing to do. Also, I did take apart one of the Kandi Cuffs. I should have shown y'all before I did it, but I don't know, I wasn't thinking. But it was one of the Kandi Cuffs I traded for something at Goblin Market. It's not something that really fit me, so the best thing was to use it up. I might actually put him onto a little, ooh, ideas. Alrighty, I was able to harvest some of that black thread from the old cuff, and I made 4 of these using that black thread. I do have some more of the stretchy thread here, and I have some on the way, but I just wanted to see how much I could make out of the cuff that I recycled or harvested from. I don't know if I want to make these into Kandi bracelets at this point. I kind of want to just give them away. I don't know, they're so cute. I'm going to try to make other ones because now that I know the base pattern and how to do that, I should be fine. Not sure though. I left my beads up here and she moved, and now the beads are everywhere. I just organized this. All right, everything's cleaned up. I'm gonna be more careful. We're not doing that again. I'm pretty sure I'm still missing some beads, and they're probably underneath my yarn shelf. I'm not moving that. That's gonna stay there until we move out. To celebrate, I decided to make some more little candies. I made this little pumpkin. I don't think I like him that much, so he's definitely gonna go in my trades pile for whenever I do go back to Goblin Market. They do have another event happening on August 29th. Ma'am, I'm so sorry that I'm taking up all your space. She is not happy with me. No wonder why she knocked down all my beads. The next Goblin Market is happening on August 29th, and that's the day after HHN opening night. I don't think we're going to make it out there. There's also another like Orlando market. There's a lot of markets going on in Orlando on August 29th, and I think it was a bad idea. I'm very, very grateful that I'm not signed up for any of those markets. To be fair, the Goblin Market is out in Oviedo, so that's a little bit further out. And there's a lot of people who don't like going opening weekend, but a lot of it, like, not Goblin Market, but like a lot of the spooky markets that are happening on August 29th, because it's more than just two. They're spooky, and most people who are in the spooky community are probably in the HHN community as well. Just saying. I'll bring this to Goblin Market, I think. Maybe I'll throw it into my little pile. I don't know. I learned how to make candy bats. This is a terrible example because I definitely messed up a little bit right here and probably right here. But it's a little guy and I'm proud of him. This is going to go in my pile of maybe I'll give it away or something. Maybe I should shadow box this too. I messed up down here because I couldn't follow the weaving thing that she was talking about. This is by, who is it? Stego Doodle, by the way. A year ago. But this has been fun. I'm having so much fun making these little guys. I'm going to make more of the ghosts because these ones aren't as hard. I will get back to this and I will get better at this. And I want to show off my skills, okay? Now I have 7 of these little guys and they're cutie little babies. I'm so impressed with myself for learning this. I love every time I pick up and go back to one of my old hobbies, I get better at it, and it's just my favorite thing about hobbies in general. One of them is going to be for me because I kind of messed up here compared to the other ones. It's not that big of a deal, but that one's for me. It's the first one I ever made, so I also have this guy, and he looks better in camera than he does in person. He's pretty cute. I'm a pretty big fan of him. I might make more of him. Very cute. I can't believe it's already 11:20, but I made something else. Look how cute these little ghosties are. I definitely want to make more of these. These ones are very cute and super, well, I wouldn't say super easy, but like I'm remembering how to do the peyote stitch, and this is like so much fun. I definitely want to make more for my markets, that's for sure. Maybe charge $5 for these. They took a lot more work than the singles or these. These one might charge $2 if I do them at the markets. I don't know. But if I have them hanging from a single, I could do $3, and then these ones, because they're fancy, can be $5. I kind of want to make more for HHN. I do have enough beads. I could definitely make more. That is just so cute. Yeehaw! We've got all the seams sewed down. Woo! So now all I need to do is the buttons, the straps, and the bottom, whatever, the hem. And then it's done. Well, I guess the hem up here too then, if that's going to be the case. No, wait. There's straps. Okay, anyways, I need to get to go to work. I need to check my schedule and then text my coworkers who want those shifts so I can start getting my Tuesdays off again and spend time with my husband and have other things to do. Good morning, folks. I woke up and I'm trying to be responsible as Tika stares at me so cutely. So this morning, I went onto my Etsy because I got messaged 2 days ago, but I didn't have the spoons to answer 2 days ago. And then yesterday I worked all day and immediately came home and PTFO'd. But I got a message from somebody who purchased from me at Goblin Market and said that they would reply or like reach out to me on Etsy, which is phenomenal because honestly it took a long time and I just honestly forgot about her. No offense, I just have terrible memory. She reached out to me and asked me if I'm able to make the snowflake version of the cat ear beanie now, which is something we talked about at Goblin Market. And I was like, yeah, I actually kind of want to make snowflakes. It's something that's been on my mind, and it'd be fun to experiment, and it honestly give me a reason to buy more yarn. So I replied to her, and her questions were basically about the snowflake cat ear beanie and possibly making a matching glove set, and then also doing scarves for both of them. And because I have time, I mean, okay, so I have time, but I don't. I have time in the sense that I can get it done between October to November. She's local-ish, local enough. So if anything, I can just hand deliver it to her, or I can deliver it to their place in Canada. I don't think that's what she wants. I think she'd rather have sent to her, and then she has a pile of stuff that she can send over to her nieces. This is phenomenal. Like, this is so sweet that I got this message. I do need to reach out to my commissioner as well. Now that the weather is starting to get cool, well, it's not getting cooler. My brain is hoping that it gets cooler. I'm coping. Once the weather starts cooling back down, I'm going to reach back out to her and be like, hey, now that it's not a billion gazillion degrees out, let's do like a day date, because now we both have Saturdays off. And I'm thinking I'm finally getting into the mood. I think maybe in September, possibly in November, I'll reach out to her, because it doesn't get cold down here in Florida, and that's one of the reasons why I struggle to make bigger projects, is because when it's cold down here, it's like maybe, well, last year was a bad example. We had really bad frosts, but it's still like really not cold long enough, you know? And when it does get cold, it's like late January when it gets cold. After all my markets, for sure, if I haven't reached out to her in September, maybe I'll reach out to her soon and be like, hey, sorry for not reaching out, but I finally have the will to work on something big again, because I do want to start making big cardigans again for my winter markets, because I do think that I am also a Valentine's Day market person. That being said, I'm going to work on this commission first, because this one is probably going, well, their family lives in Canada. It's already cold out there. No, just kidding. It's still summer. But like, they get cold way faster than we do down here. And plus, the commission I'm doing for my local friend is more of a like, once it gets cold, she can finally appreciate and wear it type of deal. So, and plus, it's the first time I'm making that for somebody else. Whereas with the cat ear beanie, I already know how that fits. I've had 3 people purchase a cat ear beanie from me. And the fingerless gloves, I've had multiple people purchase that from me. Plus, once I really start working on that, it will get me in the winter wear mood. If it were up to me and my brain, I suppose, and fabric was abundant and it was easy for me to receive, I'd probably be a summer sewing only type of person. Well, it really depends. Anyways, I'm just blabbering because I'm awake and I finished one task. I still have so many more tasks, but oh yeah, I brought out this Hirschner's yarn real quick because I have so much of it left over, and I'm going to work up some snowflakes and see how I feel about it. I'm looking up these charts. There's so many charts of snowflakes because that's just, it's timeless. It's a classic sewing or crochet pattern. I'm going to work some up, and then I'm going to see what I feel like would look good on a hat. Hopefully they're small enough. I'm going to use a size 3mm hook on it. That's kind of what I do when I do like appliques, just because it's smaller stitches and it's easy for me to sew down. Well, it's not easy for me to sew down. It just doesn't look as gappy. No more talking. Let's get to working. This is very cute. However, it is very large. That would be the only thing that I can put on the cat ear beanie. Just the snowflake. I don't want to use cotton thread because I think that will be too small and too fine. And plus, sewing in cotton thread is little bit harder, to me at least. I know it sounds weird to say it that way. I don't know. It's just the way that the fabric works up. This is soft and it's easier to hide the ends, whereas cotton thread, it's a lot harder to hide them between. You know what I mean? I might buy like baby weight yarn, like super lightweight yarn. Let me see if there's, I know there is, but on Hirschner's, I'm sure they have like super lightweight yarn. Actually, maybe I could try it with bamboo yarn. Yeah, I have plenty of white bamboo yarn right now, so I'll try it with that real quick. If that doesn't work out, I might purchase a weight 2 yarn, because I think the bamboo yarn is technically a weight 3. Ooh, white satin sparkle. And what's the content? 81% acrylic, 19% nylon. We will have it here for now in my cart area. And if this doesn't work, then I'll look into purchasing it. This isn't bad. I might do something with it, but this is just a test run. I finished another one. This one's bamboo. And unfortunately, there's 2 sides that I'm missing the picot stitches with. By the way, it's like 6 chain picots, which is different, but I'm missing one on this one. And then I'm missing one on this one. But you know what? Each and every snowflake is unique. And boy, are mine unique. This one isn't too bad. I think this would be pretty perfect. It took me a lot longer because I'm using a 2.35 millimeter hook. And bamboo is super notoriously splitty. I almost said sweaty. Maybe a little bit. Like, if you're thinking about like gaming terms, I'm such a sweat when it comes to bamboo. So I think I might just keep with this because it's pretty nice. It's pretty even. It's not the worst thing in the world. It is more expensive. Let me pull up the weight too. I might just put it in my cart anyways, just to have it. They have the sparkle, which is what I used for the hearts on the Valentine's Day one. And I kind of want it to sparkle still. So we're going to put that in the cart. And my cart currently is at $59.71. And I don't remember if there is free shipping on like $75 or more. If there is, then I'll probably add shipping, or I'll add more yarn so that I can get that free shipping. Maybe I'll look at a different pattern, a smaller pattern. This is 5 rounds. I don't know if I can find anything that's like a smaller pattern that's less rounds. I mean, there's one right here. I can see it's 3. Yeah, 3 rounds. Let me do that one real quick, and then we'll see what that looks like. I know I did this wrong, but I still don't like it. Kind of looks like a shuriken. I don't know. It's just kind of boring. So I'm going to try a different one. There's one on here that's 4 rounds. Maybe I'll like that one. We'll see. I lied and can't count. It's only 3 rounds, which is perfect because it's only this big. Little baby. There we go. I think this would be fine hanging from the ears. I'm probably only going to do one if I do it. So this one can be the centerpiece. This one can be hanging from the ears. And then this one can also be on the arm warmer. And then the scarves, I don't know what I want to do with her, the scarves, because she did ask for scarves. I'm probably going to do... Man, I don't know what I want to do. I want to kind of do some kind of lace with some of this hanging. But like also, I think that might be too much. So for sure, the hats are going to be with this and this. I don't want to buy more yarn, but like also if this is successful enough, then I'll just keep with bamboo. I'm going to stick with bamboo because I don't use the white yarn for anything except for my amigurumi little ghosties, these guys, but white. And then I put them on Kandi, which I need to get around to making that soon. There's so many things I need to get done, and I keep on procrastinating. So I'm gonna remake this one. This one can be for me. This one can also be for me. I do like this and I want to do it for something. I don't know what. This one is just the practice round. I'll probably just trade this one out or something. Maybe I'll bring it, and then near the Art the Clown area, I'll just give it to someone that's really into Art the Clown, I guess. I do have a mutual, and if we're there, I mean, this isn't necessarily Christmas. I don't know. I'll figure something out. I don't feel like fixing it. Let me make more of these ones, and then I'll go back and fix that. I made another one, but the more I think about it, because it's bamboo and it's going to Canada, I don't want this fabric to be too cold. This is a cooling fabric, and if you're going to touch it in the winter, you kind of want something that's warm, right? And acrylic is very warm. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to purchase that one yarn, the 2-ply baby yarn. That's, what is it? 50% acrylic or something. I don't remember. It's a little bit of acrylic. With that being said, I'm going to stop working on these. I think I'm going to put these for me. I know that's pretty selfish of me, but also I've already made them and I don't feel like taking them apart and then scrapping them into something else. I could probably make like a belt or a sash. Ooh, actually it'd be really cute as like a strap for a top or something. This too. I definitely want to make something, maybe like keychains out of this. Also, another reason why I want to do acrylic is because I don't know how these will look starched up. I know acrylic does well because more people starch acrylic and cottons. I don't want to do that with bamboo, especially with how expensive bamboo yarn is in general. This is such a pretty snowflake. I definitely want to make more of these. This too, very pretty. This one I did complete properly. I know this will starch well. I know this will block very well. I think this would be cute as a little charm, I guess, bag charm. I don't know. Maybe I'll put it on like a crocheted bag or something. At this point, I don't know what I want to do, but I do know I want to wait on another yarn to make more. These are going to go into my pile. I think I have another snowflake somewhere in my pile of appliques that I will figure out what I want to do with next, later in the future. But for now, I'm going to start working on my top. I have decided I will name the bolero the Shadow of Lillith bolero, and it's going to be a bolero. Also, my desk is a mess because I have too many projects going on right now. I don't want to work on another project right now. I have plenty of time for the cat ear beanie, just waiting on her to reply to me to see what she's feeling. I let her know what the deal is with me. Hopefully by the time she responds, there will be a kind of sale on Hirschner's and I will mass purchase, because right now shipping is $15 and I don't want to pay $15 for shipping. Just saying. Ooh, also I forgot to mention, a guest gave me this yesterday at work. So let's rip it and see what it is. I mean, you can clearly see what it is, but I want a closer look. All right. First, this, does it say boo on there? Yeah, you guys can see it. It says boo. Cute. Very cute. I think the guest saw my candy stack and was like, oh, I have a trinket to give you. And then they gave me one of these, which I'm going to be so honest with y'all. I am not a Nightmare Before Christmas fan. I know about it. I've watched it. There's just better Danny Elfman scores and Tim Burton movies. Sorry. I'm a big fan of Danny Elfman and I love that he voiced Jack. But like also being alternative, being like a former scene kid, everybody thinks that my only interest is Nightmare Before Christmas, and it's never been Nightmare Before Christmas. It's a movie, and I don't want to sound elitist or anything. It's just, I think it's because it's so closely tied to Disney. That's why I don't like it. It's not that I don't like it, because I think it's good. It's just not my favorite movie from Tim Burton by any means. Anyways, very cute, very kind of them that they bought a whole toy and then just put it inside a bag and just gave it out like that. That's pretty expensive. I'm gonna figure out if somebody else wants it. Maybe I'll do a trinket trade or something. Also, my husband picked up the mail and the Halloween version of the Hirschner's brochure came out. They absolutely used AI. We're gonna look through this and see if there's anything worth looking at. I already see the Bewitched, which is in my cart, and that's why my cart is racking up. I'm kind of excited to use it. Of course, they've got their little blankets on display. Another page advertising their Halloween yarns, which I think I do have one of the Halloween yarns, the candy corn yarn, in my cart. I also have one of the holiday sparkle yarns, the sugar plum. And then there's another one I have in the Celebrate Sweetheart, because that's what I use to make the cat ear beanies. And then Frosty. That's the colorway I'm thinking about doing for this snowflake hat, by the way. I've been also curious about the Lion Brand Mandala yarn. Mandela effect. But anyways, the Cupid colorway looks like a really pretty gradient. And how many yards comes in it? 500 yards. Or 590, sorry. And I do want to make more shawls, but in different, because like I have a specific yarn that I use for each kind of shawl that I make, and the Sis Love shawl can be super extremely creepy, and that's why I like to use the Halloween yarns from Hobie, the cotton yarns. And because I live in Florida, the cotton yarns are perfect for Halloween time for that creepy effect. The Krishna shawl, I think can also be creepy if I use different colorways, but I have my specific Karen Cloud Perfect Phrasing yarn cake. That's the yarn I use for that. The mandala yarn being 590 yards. Hold on, let me see how much this is. I've got them ready to start working soon, but oh geez. Well, just kidding. This is 720 yards and it gets about a little bit less than 3 motifs in. And they also consider this medium weight for yarn. There's birds that live in our bushes over here and they notice that we're in the house sometimes. And so they're always like yelling at us. It's very cute, but also, y'all, we were here first. Sorry that you built your nest while we were out of the house. They're so cute though. I honestly didn't think I'd be a bird person, but the older I get, the more into bird watching I get. And I think it's just, it landed on our windowsill. Hold on. Look at this baby. So cute. And then this baby, she's sleepy. Oh, it just started pecking. Look at it. Anyways, going back to the Line Brand Mandala yarn, it's a lightweight 3-yard yarn. And I'm thinking maybe because it is lightweight that it will use less yarn. I don't know how to explain it. I'll try it. I think I want to put it in my cart. It's only $8.99 per cake. I'm going to have to find a new virus shawl pattern that I really want to make, but I really like the colorways that they have. It's very pretty. This is the yarn that I'm considering for the Snowflakes. This is White Satin Sparkle in 2-ply baby yarn. I think it'll be fine. It is, like I said, acrylic mixed with nylon. It shouldn't be too bad, I feel like. It's also a fine weight yarn, and I think I mentioned that before, but to reiterate, it's fine weight. This is something that I've always wanted to order, the super fine cotton blend assortment. The issue is I don't know what colorways are coming in it, and I don't know if those are the only colorways they have. I would love one of these cakes because I think they're cotton. Yeah, 55% cotton, 45% polyacrylic blend. That's fine. I don't mind that too much. I love that there's a gradient, but it says colors may vary, and I just want to know what colors they have in stock. And I'm sure if I were in Wisconsin, I could probably actually see the colorways and purchase it from there. But they don't have like an expansive view of the colorways they have. I just want to see what colors they have. I don't care for mystery. I need to know what I'm getting. So this is the back. It's supposed to be the back. That's normally where they put your address and everything. But they kind of added more. No, I'm just dumb. This is the end. I have it folded over. Well, there's one extra page in here, actually. But here's another page of Halloween projects that you can do, which is something they have up year-round. I just like collecting some of these magazines because I like looking back. I'm sure it'll be super useful for somebody in the future that I'm keeping these. I know I do a lot of collecting for my estate sale. I've heard somebody else call it, you only purchase for your estate sale. And there's so many things that I keep for my estate sale. I won't be here, so the money won't matter. I don't know. I told my husband that I have to die first. So if I do make money off of it, it will go to him. But anyways, I think it's always fun to like look back at this and get a historical view. And on top of that, like, because I can look at something and see, like, glimpse it and glean off of it and learn, for crochet at least. I'm sure there's other people out there as well who won't see this in the future because it's discontinued, and because of that I'll have this in my stock and they'll be like, oh my gosh, that's a cute little project. I just like looking at these and getting ideas. That's my whole entire goal when it comes to Halloween in general, is like I like to go out to the shops just so I can see and get ideas. I don't know. I don't always purchase something because, like I said, I'm purchasing only for my estate sale. I'm not going to show too much because that's my address and my full name, but here's the back of the magazine. And then that as well. It's all like crochet, which is pretty awesome. Oh, I think they have some knit Nope, that's all crochet. It's just back loop only crochet. This was cute. This was fun. And I'm excited to put this in my pile of let's look at this later and get ideas whenever our brain doesn't want to work right. I may have miscalculated by a bit because I think one skein of this bamboo yarn actually makes 4.5, almost 5 of the squares for my size at least. So we're almost done with this one. I did finish one earlier for my crochet and listen to music video, and I think these 3 are actually ones that I made prior with the same skein of yarn. I might be wrong. In fact, I'm probably wrong, but if I have extra yarn, it won't be the worst thing in the world because I can make a bunch of the Destiny Bond bandanas. I know the black ones will sell pretty well, and then I'm sure I can make something else with the rest of the yarn if I really want to, but I'm having a feeling that Destiny Bond bandanas will be a constant in my shop. I'm going to finish up this one, and then I'm going to take a break. And then I think I want to make 3 more today. The goal was to make 3 every day that I'm off, but 2 days ago, I didn't do any crochet, and so I kind of want to catch up with that. It really depends, though. I might start getting sensory issues, but hopefully I won't. Also, I don't remember if I told y'all, but each square takes about 50 minutes. Something around that. So, that being said, 12, 24, 25, 26 times 50 minutes. Let's round up to an hour. 26 hours. Well, it's gonna be cute when it's done, though. Most of my beads came in, so I, of course, got more inspired to do some candy making, and we finished this guy. What's that? Oh, that's just... I need to hide that, but he's cute! From a distance, he's definitely cute. This one's gonna be fun to trade, too. This one's tighter on my wrist than the ghosty one. Maybe not even trade. I don't know. Like, that's so cute. Here's another cutie little baby I just made. So cute. I like these colors. These are beads that came in the new pack. These ones are ones I had. I'm probably going to make more because I like having little pastel ghost things going around. I had an option of adding a mouth, but honestly, I think I like the ghosts without the mouth. It kind of replicates these guys. I don't like putting mouths on them because, quite frankly, I'm lazy. And here's another bat. I like these colors. So cute. So very cute. I want to make more. I definitely want to make more. I'm probably going to use more black. It uses up a lot of beads. My wallet's in trouble. But you know what? These are very cute. And it's a really easy way to get small stuff on my table because I don't really want all my big stuff to sell. Not gonna lie, I'm not in the crochet mood right now. Hey, hi, good morning. It is 8:49 a.m. I did some crafting last night, but not much. I got this little guy done, and I messed up his wing. So, he's going to go into the pile that is just trades out. I like the craft for the craft. If it doesn't come out great, then I'm just going to trade it away. I love that I have found other artists in the area, or that there are ways for me to trade out art for other artists. And I'm sure if somebody else is into bead crafting or candy making, they'll see this and be like, well, if anything, I can get free beads out of it, you know? We've got this one in the trade pile. I don't know if I showed y'all this, but I finished this little guy. He's cute, but he's not really my style, which sounds weird because I love Halloween, but I don't know. I'm just not really that into him. But he's in the trade pile. I decided to put this little guy into the trade pile because now I know what I'm doing. And I think I'm using the same pattern. Yeah, I messed up quite a bit on this one. So this one's definitely a trade out pattern, or one candy, whatever. And this is one that somebody will get some use out of these beads that are in here. Actually, I might just take this apart and reuse these beads. It sucks because there's a lot of beads in here, or there's a lot of string in here, but I could also recycle that string. So I'm going to take that one apart. This is one I made a few years back. You can see where I messed up right there. This is going to be traded away at HHN. So this bag right here, I'm going to use it as my like special treats. Well, no, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out, oh no, something fell. This is another little guy that I made. Also still not my style, so he's going in the trades. All my like special ones, the ones that take a lot more effort than candy making, I'm going to stick them in my regular bag, I think. Gosh, I love that there's so many keychains here. It makes me so happy. And then I'm going to stick these guys, because these are all singles. They take like 0 effort. Oh, I made these WKNB ones last night. WKNB, for those that aren't aware of HHN lore, is the radio station that HR Blood and Guts DJs on, I think. I thought he was a talk show host or like a TV host. If you've seen any of the spoilers of the house in the back, there's a WKNB radio tower going up in front of the facade of HR Blood and Guts house. I don't know what that specific lore is. I do have Scary Ohio on here because they just put out a facade or like a thing in, I don't remember the shop's name, but it's the shop that's next to Richter's in the same building. They put up a facade thing or decor thing that has the Scary Ohio sign from a house that existed way back in like 2021. Not 2020, definitely not 2020. It was either 2021 or 2019, one of those 2 years, I want to say. I could just look it up, but also I'm not really feeling like doing all that work. And that was one of the signs that you saw before you came in. I remember seeing that sign. I think it was 2019 because it was in the MIB walking whatever queue, because back then they used to have houses in the MIB area, or that was just the way that they got you backstage. Now that I've explained most of that and most of y'all have no idea what HHN is probably, these are going to go in here. But then now it's not full. So the thing is, there's a lot of us who are trinket trading or whatever who have this bag, and I want to make this bag visible because I want other people to know that I'm trading. But this could also just be on the outside, and then I could put these ones on the inside and pull it out whenever somebody has like a really good trade for me, because I could be like, what are you trading? And then they'll be like, I'm trading this, because I think that's what this bag is. Because like a lot of people just do bracelets, and I'm not opposed to receiving more bracelets because, like I said, if anything, I can just harvest and then get whatever is left of it. Like, this sounds so mean. I don't want people to think that I want to only trade these for bracelets. I want to trade these for like better items, not gonna lie. If I'm gonna be so honest with y'all, if I have one of these and somebody has like an embroidery patch, and I keep on saying that, if I have one of these, I'd rather trade it for an embroidery patch. I do have these guys that I could just throw into this basket. You know what? Anything that's candy-ish, I'm going to throw in here. There is some candy on here, but these ones have crochet on them, so I'm going to keep them on this one. And then I'm going to throw all of these guys in here. Oh, I didn't even... Well, this is its own thing. I didn't even tell you guys. I have a couple over here. And these ones I might actually bring to my market. I made them into keychains. So this one's going to go in here. This one, I don't know if I want to trade this out or not. Oh, this could be special trades. That's the thing. Okay, so I have special trades. I'm going to put them on the bottom. This one I kind of want to keep for myself. I do love the way that it folds over and it looks like it's flying. So that's pretty cute. I'll put them at the bottom and I'll pull this one out. And then if somebody has anything better, then I'll pull this one out of the bag, I think. I feel bad. But like also, this takes a lot more. As a candy maker, this takes a lot more work than making singles. Just saying. I think the decision has been made. Now I have more space in here, so I'm going to make more candy. I think I made something else. No, I think maybe I just organized. Oh, by the way, I have a couple people at work that are willing to pay me for one of my bows, or two of my bows actually. It's my spiderweb knit bow, and then the necklace. I have the necklace right here. This guy, one of my coworkers, is going to pay me money so that they can wear it while they're in Japan. It's exciting. I'm so excited. I'm going to try to work on the crochet today. I also, my commissioner from Etsy, she reached back out to me and was like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. So I'm going to order the yarn soon. That way I can at least know that it's on its way. I know I can knock it out really fast. It's just two scarves. So the scarves is probably what's going to take me a long time. I'm going to see if she just wants to do a in-person meetup. We met in Oviedo, which is kind of far from here, but we could probably meet somewhere in between. I don't know where she lives, but I can see if she's okay with meeting. Because like, if anything, I get a new city to look at. I love that. That's like one of my favorite things. And I hate how expensive gas has been. I love travel. I love going places that I've never been to before. One of my things before I started this YouTube journey was going to new places. Like, okay, so before I started doing like these kinds of vlogs, stay at home and crafting vlogs, I was doing traveling vlogs. I don't think I have any of them on public, but I definitely have some uploaded. And 2020 was like around the time I was doing it, but then, you know, everything happened in 2020. So, but we did do a bunch of traveling vlog stuff, and that's just kind of my safe spot outside of crafting. And man, I want to get back into it. One thing that I was doing was Dead Mall series, but because gas is so expensive, I don't feel comfortable going all the way out to Orlando just to look at a dead mall. Maybe something that my husband and I can do. So this is why I love October, or like the fall month, so much, is because all the kids are in school. The days that my husband and I have off are days that most people are working or in school. So Tuesday, Wednesday. And it's such a great time to be a Floridian. And I think that's why I love fall so much. It's not too hot. It's definitely not cold. I wouldn't say it's not too hot. It's definitely hot. I miss that part of my life. Back on track, we're going to reharvest these. I'm going to probably make another one with the gray. And then I'm going to eventually start working on the crochet today, order that yarn, maybe get into some more knitting because now I got to restock my bows. And yeah. Oh, these guys, I think I'm going to make them into candy bracelets. So that's something I got to figure out. I don't know if I want to give those away or not. I'm considering it, but also I think they would do well at my markets. To be fair, I don't end up trading too much stuff. Yeah, I think that's the plan. All the candy goes in here. I'm going to turn these into single candies. And then all the good stuff, like the crochet and knit, is going to go separately outside of that bag. I'm watching HHN update videos. Of course I am. What else will I be doing? A lot of people speculated that Pumpkin Lord was going to be here this year. And I want to say, the actor for Pumpkin Lord is also the same actor for Jack. So that's why we're not getting an actual Pumpkin Lord. I have a feeling that this year is going to be a very lore heavy year where they do some time traveling stuff, because I think that's a very good way for them to transition to younger scare actors. Our current scare actors have been in the game. Like Jack Schmidt has been in the game since 10. We're at 35 now. So if that's any indication, this man has been working this role for 20 years. And I'm sure he's kind of getting tired. Maybe, I don't know. Like, your voice starts changing the older you get. I've already felt my voice start changing. And I know there's other people out there also feeling that their voice is changing the older they get. I think that he's kind of ready to retire and wanting to move on to other things. Anyways, I'm currently making a bat to go on my bag, which I will finish. I will get there eventually. Update also, they're bringing the blender back. I don't remember which year they used the blender, but it was like a stage show. I'm so excited for the stage show in downtown Clowntown. It's such a silly name. I love it. I don't know which scare zone is going to be our favorite. My husband and I were planning to do a tier list or whatever, or hype list yesterday, but then I got too sleepy to do it. I ate food and I was like, me, nap time. So I think tonight is when we're going to do it, and I'm going to post it ASAP. I might replace my listening to music vlog with that, because I do have a lot of things going on and I just don't want to overload myself. The music and crafting videos are great. I love them, but I get bored of them sometimes, especially editing them. I think that this would be a good like in between. I think Tuesdays are going to be my like filler videos, because I don't know. I do love making content. I like making videos, but sometimes I get overwhelmed. We're going to do our hype list probably tonight, and then I don't know. I got to work on so much stuff, y'all. We've got another square done. Yeehaw. I'm going to try to do 2 more squares. I did just get some more mail. It's just T's and H's for my beads. But I think what I want to do is go between hobbies. That's the word, hobbies. Go between hobbies and work on both, because I'm not tired of making candy, but I'm also like bored of making the same things over and over again. However, I know I need to get this done because this is for my HHN opening day outfit. It's 6 days until team member preview, so what the heck am I doing not getting this done? Usually I have at least one thing done. Right now, all I have are things that are almost done. My bag, almost done. Oh, by the way, I made this. I don't think I showed y'all when I finished it. This one I think I want on my bag more than these guys because they match the bag a little bit more. This one's cute. This one was the one voted on. I'm not feeling putting charms like that on my bag right now. And because I'm giving away candy like this in general, I think this would be really fun to showcase. Plus, it matches the bag more because it is a lime green and like kind of strawberry pink color. So that was my thought process on that. I just gotta sew the bag up. Oh God, why did the ADHD gods trouble me like this? I can't ever finish a project. Just kidding, it's not my T's and H's. It's actually the glow-in-the-dark beads that I ordered 3 weeks ago. Well, I already bought some more replacement beads. Oh, I gotta stop buying beads. But like also, I love candy making right now. I'm currently working on a pumpkin colored one, but I am watching another HHN vlog, and one of the things is that they were talking about how people were upset that the Fort Nightmares scare zone isn't going to be scary. And while I do agree, I think most arguments against that scare zone or for that scare zone are kind of dull, if that makes sense. So here's the thing. You can make a lot of arguments about what's considered scary or not, such as like Ozzy Osbourne's not scary, or even from previous years, Freddy Fazbear isn't scary. However, I think those are the wrong arguments to make because Freddy Fazbear is in the horror community. Ozzy Osbourne is also kind of in the horror community. He's in the metal community, and metal and horror kind of, they're one and the same, kind of. I don't know how else to explain it. Ozzy Osbourne, you can consider in the horror community because of the bat eating thing, which that's a whole other thing. But I would also argue that metal, like enjoyers of horror movies are also metal fans or metalheads. Sometimes. It's not always true. I think the argument should be more of we need a campy scare zone or a fun scare zone because we've had that multiple times. Let's go back to Vamp 69. I hated that scare zone, and I will be vocal about it. I hated it. I don't like hearing Neil Diamond at a horror event. That's kind of weird. They didn't even distort the audio or anything. They just plain out played Neil Diamond, and I honestly, in the first place, don't even like Sweet Caroline. It's not a song that I enjoy listening to. That being said, I think that's something that we should consider when we're talking about Fort Nightmares not being a scary zone if we're wanting to defend it. I am not somebody who knows anything about Fortnite. I'm probably never going to play Fortnite. I think the designs on all the t-shirts are unfairly the best because I don't want to wear a Fortnite shirt. The argument shouldn't be that such and such wasn't scary. The argument should be HHN always allows a campy scare zone, and this is the campy scare zone of the year. I don't remember much of the last year's scare zone. I would even say Mel's Die-In was kind of a campy, kooky scare zone. Once you guys see our hype list, you'll see where I place Mel's Die-In and why I do. Mel's Die-In, it wasn't scary. A lot of them interacted with me, and I was like, oh, that was the worst part of it. I don't like being interacted with, and you can't just walk on the sidewalk and be interacted with. I have huge social anxiety. That is literally scary to me. If you're trying to defend Fort Nightmares, I think there's other ways you can defend it. Anyways, I'm going to continue making this. He's turning out so cute. I love him. I have so much other stuff that I should be doing. I'm probably going to actually start on a clown one because I saw a clown pattern and I think that would be really cute. We're currently in the living room because it was raining earlier and thundering and Apollo couldn't handle it. Right now I am testing how much of this or how many of these squares I can make from one skein. So far, I think I can definitely make more than 3, so I definitely over-ordered on yarn, and that's okay. But once I figure that number out, then I can put it in my journal, I guess, as an indicator of how much yarn I need to purchase in the future. While out here, I'm watching the first look and taste of new Halloween Horror Nights 2026 food and drinks. To be honest with you, I already knew basically everything that was offered to these influencers because the list already dropped. And it's nothing new. It's, well, from the list at least. There's like one thing that's different, and it's like the pork barbecue hot dog. Little known fact about me. I mean, that's probably a pretty good fact. I'm from the Orlando area. I didn't grow up in the Orlando area, but I work in the Orlando area. So that means I've worked in the theme park industry for a very long time. I know or knew some of the higher ups in the culinary world over there. They are no longer there. One of them is, but he's in a higher position than he was the last time I checked. There's been discourse on Facebook. I don't have Facebook, but I know people have been talking about it. Universal Vegans is a Facebook page. A lot of us have been, well, them, but me too. A lot of us have been pretty vocal about HHN not offering as many vegan foods, and now I know why. The head of culinary and the front of house side as well are no longer there. Mandy Bond and Ron something, I don't remember his, not Howard, Ron something. One was culinary, one was like basically the finance side. They both had children that were vegan, and that's why they made it a big deal to make vegan friendly options. And because they are no longer there, I don't think that's a focus anymore. And I think that was something that Universal did very, very well, was have a focus in vegan food options. All of the foods that they're taste testing today, besides the desserts, which even then I don't think they're vegan, have meat in them. And it's so disappointing because as a vegetarian last year, wanting to try the food from the Fallout house or Fallout food booth, I couldn't try anything. The only thing I could try was the eggs, and everybody hated the eggs, but they went into it with the mindset of eating deviled eggs. That's why they didn't like the eggs. It was actually pretty good. Outside of that, I really couldn't try anything because I don't really drink alcohol that much. The only time I really drink alcohol, it's opening day, just so I can get the cup because I collect well, they used to be Blinky cups, but I don't collect those anymore because they don't have the Blinky portion. But I've been collecting cups since I started going back in 2017. It's really disappointing to see that the food options are getting smaller and smaller for us. I mean, they have the vegan walking tacos, but why is that the only option for the vegans? I think they're doing vegan pizza skulls, as I've heard. Maybe this is just this person's taste through because they're separate rooms. I will report back to you if there's any other vegan or vegetarian options. I personally am pescatarian, sorry. I used to get questions about this a lot when I was younger. I wouldn't say it's a relatively new concept. It's just one that most people have never heard of. And especially when I lived out in Arkansas, people didn't even know that vegans existed. They just thought vegetarians, and all of them would be like, bacon. It's like, I have no temptation because I've been vegetarian since 6th grade. So I'm excited for the catfish. I'm going to talk about this in the HHN video. I need to take a nap soon so that I'm awake, or I'm just going to drink I'm going to drink a lot of coffee. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk more about this in the HHN hype list video, but just so you're aware, there's a lot less vegetarian and vegan options this year, which is extremely disappointing. I never finished that thought about pescatarian and being in Arkansas. People thought it was Presbyterian. They're like, what religion is that? I used to be asked that a lot. I'll be excited for the catfish, but it seems like that might be it. And I'm nervous because catfish down here in Florida ain't the same as it is up in like the north south. Louisiana catfish, they put spices on there. And before I left Arkansas, there was like a catfish festival, and boy oh boy, am I so sad that I don't have access to that because there were so many good catfish flavors I could taste. Catfish needs a lot of seasoning. A lot of people just think, just put plain breading. I need spice. I need spicy. I need more black pepper than you think. A lot of cayenne pepper. Give me some salt, please. We have a win. We have the vegan pizza skulls. I was never too interested in it in the first place. I loved the cherry pie the cherry hand pie. No, it wasn't a hand pie. It was a Leatherface pie, I think. I think it was at the same food booth, or it was right next to it. I don't remember it, but I'm pretty sure it was in the same year. Pizza skull fry or pizza skull vegan, whatever. I'll try it. I want something a little bit more flavorful though. I eat pizza every day. I mean, it's not every day. It's one of my safe foods. I mean, I guess that's a good safe food too. Okay, so I have safe foods for, maybe it's not right calling it safe food, because one of my things is I have foods that I make because I know it's easy, but I love exploring the culinary world. I love exploring flavors. My husband's a culinarian, so I'm really in tune with what he wants to try. And he's really in tune at knowing like what's a good place to try that has vegan or vegetarian options or pescatarian options. Pizza's super easy. I just throw it in the oven, you know? Whereas like other stuff like this, it takes prep and all that. It doesn't matter. All of this is just me talking. And let me finish this video. Let me work on this. This is a crafting video, not an HHN video. But God, I love HHN. There is a Hamikuma booth. Okay, so the Hamikuma booth has a sweet, which is like a sando, is what they're calling it. It's like a brioche. It kind of looks like a cinnamon bun on brioche. I don't know. I just didn't pay attention because it was a sweet, and I don't really eat the sweets at HHN either because I just don't want to be all sweeted out. I want savory when I go out there. I want a culinary adventure, not a bakery adventure. It's that, and then there's a tempura on a stick, or tempura shrimp on a stick, which is exciting. It's probably going to be like $10, which is insulting, but it's rice or sushi rice with asparagus and shrimp on a stick, all deep fried in tempura or tempura fried. That's kind of exciting. I will definitely be trying that. Update, I finished the skein. Well, I got this much of a skein left, just this tiny bit, and I was able to make 5 squares. I think I had less on the last one, and I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe I started off with like half a skein of something else and I had it on here. And then on top of that, I did dig in a little bit with one of the squares from the last time I was working on this. So 5 in total for 1 skein of yarn. I definitely overbought, but that's okay. You know, I got a lot of progress today. I mostly kept on going because I didn't want to get up. Now that this is over, my hand hurts. I am going to eat some dinner, and then I'm probably going to commence candy making, but maybe more market-based candy. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe cuffs. Also, before I start on that, that means I only have 4 squares left to do. Oh God, it's so close to being done. I heard somebody pronounce this macabre or macabre recently. So I made a macabre Kandi single. I've got little bats here. That's one of my special charms that I purchased, and I'm very happy with it. This one's going to be for me. I'm wearing it all the time because it looks like I have little wings around my wrist. That's so cute. I'm going to make more of these. These singles are so cute. I'm probably going to do other words. I looked up macabre to make sure that I spelled it right, and I did. Okay. I second guess myself all the time. I just don't trust my brain. It also has similar words like ghastly, and I like the word ghastly. I'm sure there's other words. Ooh, well, I could put Danse Macabre. Ooh, grim is a good one too. There's a lot of really good words in here. I don't remember, but did I tell y'all I made these? I put the little ghosties on a single that says boo. It's thundering outside, so he's freaking out, but I don't want to go back to the living room. I just finished my fun task in there. We got another bat. I did mess up right here, but it's okay. This is going to be a trade. He's kind of wonky or crooked, but you know, that's also fine. Like I said, he's a trade and I love him. Good morning. Last night we filmed what video did we do? The hype list video. And today I'm going to edit the weekly vlog. However, I started working on piecing this bag together, and I want to give you guys a little sneak peek. Very cute. I don't think I want to add lining like directly onto the yarn just because I'm lazy and I just want to get this portion done. I think that's something that was hindering me and preventing me from continuing, was the fact that I had to go in and sew down fabric, cut fabric, sew it down, and then piece it together. I didn't want to do all that. And then you have to do all the lining and all that. And I'm going to do lining, but I'm not going to do extreme lining. I wanted to show you guys my tension. I had to change. Normally with my crochet, my tension is like this, but because I'm doing the crab stitch, which looks really lovely, by the way, I have to do my knitting tension. It's just not working the way I want it to. Anyways, I'm going to continue watching videos from 11 years ago of HHN. It's so much fun going back in history and watching these videos and watching other people's perspective. And I hope maybe in the future, my videos from traveling do get that way. Not in the sense of like popularity kind of way, but in a retrospect way and where people remember stuff. And that's why I want to do the ambience videos. Speaking of, so Tuesday coming up, the HHN hype list video will be up. And I think that's when team member previews are. I don't remember exactly. I think it's 5 days from now. And today's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday in it. So that's when our video is going to come up at 1 p.m. And then from then on out until the end of HHN, basically, I'm going to do HHN ambience videos. I'm going to not do crafting and listening to music videos for a while because that's something that I kind of do as an in-between filler thing. I kind of want to make Tuesdays my random day things. Sometimes I might do gaming. Sometimes I might do the music. Sometimes I'll do, well, for the HHN ambience, literally I go into the scare zones. I find a really good spot and I point my phone camera, my secondary phone camera at the scare zone while I'm crocheting or now knitting. It's just a lot of fun. Sometimes I'll go out there and kind of like sketch up a pattern for sewing. I tried it last year and I don't think I like it that much. It was just too humid too. So all the papers were melting. I was taping everything together. I wasn't having a good time. So most likely it's just going to be knitting and crochet when we go out there. But anyways, I just wanted to give you guys an update on this before I start editing and piecing more stuff together. This might not work out in my favor, but I'm going to cut the inside so that the front would stop curling in. I mean, part of it is because I didn't block it properly, but also it's just, I don't know, man. I don't like the way it sits. Well, it's not the worst. I really hate the way that it curls in though. Maybe if I put fabric, I'll wait until I put fabric in. If it doesn't work the way I want it to, then we're cutting the insides and we're reblocking this. Good evening, everybody. It is the end of the video where I talk about everything we worked on this week. Before I start talking about all that, I just want to let y'all know I did order yarn. I did take out the Bewitched yarn or whatever that yarn is, the special Halloween yarn that Hirschner's is doing right now, mostly because it's on back order and my cart was really full. There's no discounts for the shipping. So I paid full price shipping, which really sucks because it's very expensive. First of all, my business account is dwindling and I gotta stop spending money on more craft stuff. I gotta make it out to markets, which reminds me I need to sign up. It is the 20th. I have like 6 days to do this because I won't be available for 3 of the days at the end of this month. Anyways, let's talk about everything we made. It's a lot of candy. We got a little bit of crochet done too. I feel like maybe a little bit of knit, but I can't see any new knitting project. Oh, actually, I did finish one bow. I used the rest of my Hirschner's black yarn. This is not the Hirschner's black yarn. It's just sitting on my desk right now. Maybe it is. No, it's not. Either way, I don't feel like getting it. It's one of the little tiny mini bows. It's not in this room and I don't feel like grabbing it. Let's get started. I'm going to start with this bag. Most of these were already made except for the WKNB. I did make more of these. I love the colors I used for this. Very fun, very summery, very blood and guts. He's right, or it's right next to the actual blood and guts candy right here. So that's pretty fun. All of these singles will be available to trade at HHN on opening day. I have been kind of in the Discord channel and I feel really bad because, no offense to y'all, I'm just not a very social person. I'm very bad at socializing. So I might make like an announcement on Discord whenever I get there and be like, hey, look for me. I'm wearing this outfit because I'm not going to go up to you. I'm too socially awkward to do all that. So these ones are all for trade specifically for HHN. Everything in here basically is for trade for HHN. We've got this bat cuff and I know it's a good cuff, but also there's, well, you can't really see the little puff stitch in there, but or the knot in there. But I don't know if I want to make more of these or not. It's something I'm considering right now. This is in here in this pile. I have these two bat keychains because they're both mess ups. This one has one of the wings right here. Or no, this one. The wings messed up here. And then this one, I added too much on the head. So these ones are 100% to give away. I have this bat that I didn't even bother putting on a keychain because he's so bad. I might harvest him, I might not. But if somebody takes him, great. If not, then I'll harvest him. Most of these are for opening day only. And then once the season starts going, I'll probably just bring my singles because I'm not somebody that goes up to somebody else to trade. I'm more of a, if you're coming up to me to trade type of person. Like I said, I have very bad social anxiety and awkwardness, and I just most times don't feel like people like talking to me. Getting back to this, we've got these two jack-o'-lantern, that's what they're called, jack-o'-lantern keychains. I'm probably going to make some more of these for my booth in the future. These are fun. So these are going to be like last at or towards the bottom of the bucket, because this is the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to stack everything in my bucket by order of what I want to trade most to least, because I'm also working on market stuff. The crochet portion is not coming fast enough, and that's something that most people who are in the crochet world and trying to get into the market world need to remember when they're really digging into it. Our craft takes a really long time, and so I understand when people tell us or tell everybody, make sure that your prices are worth it. I will still always be the type of person that will offer lower prices, not really low. I'm not going to sell a cardigan for $10. That's dumb. But I will always be the type of person that studies the area and tries to sell within the means. Like Orlando, I get really lucky. Most of us do work in the theme park industry, so a lot of us do get paid higher. My wages are about to go to $20 an hour soon. And that's pretty high compared to other jobs in the area because our minimum wage just hit $15 per hour. However, rent and all that is still very, very expensive. Understanding that part of market, that's all business stuff and it's not really important. I mean, it is important. If you're wanting to get into the markets and run your own business, you have to understand that. You have to understand cost of goods. You have to understand a bunch of stuff. But let me not talk about that until I get back into the market scene again. This is something I want to make for markets in the future, but this is going to go on the bottom of the pile so that I know that I don't really want to trade unless it's like a really super good trade or something. Then I have this guy, which I don't think I want to make more of just because it takes so much orange yarn and I don't like the way it folds in. I think it's cute. Maybe I'll make more. It really depends, but this is going to go like in the middle of the bag. This one is also going to go in the middle of the bag because I don't want to take this apart for all the thread in here. This one has a mess up. You guys already know. Oh, this one I didn't make. I don't know what I'm talking about. I made that one a few years ago. And then we've got these little guys. I didn't feel like putting them on keychains or candies, so they're just hanging in the bottom of the bag. If we make it through the bag, then we'll trade them out. If not, then they'll be turned into more candy. I just ran out of the other colored beads that I was using for the Kandi singles I made. And then this one, I don't feel like making this into a single. This is the same pattern, just repeated over and over again. These ones are all going to go to the bottom. Oh, I have a couple more I need to put in here on the bottom. Also, we're keeping the silica gel in here because it's going to be wet. This is a wet summer and they put corn in the scare zones. We're going to get rained out. It's going to happen. Also, this plastic thing, I just want an extra layer of protection because I'm weird like that. I'm kooky. We made a lot this. I'm missing some stuff. Hold on. These ones I don't necessarily want to put in the trades pile, but this one I made for myself. I might make more. However, I need more white beads. I called it thread or yarn earlier, so you know, multi-crafting here. But I don't want to go through all my white beads right now. I want to wait until at least after I start making some more money back. I do have some money coming my way very soon because I am selling those 2 bows and a necklace soon. So I might use those to buy more beads. This is something for me. I'm keeping this one. And then this one's something for me that I'm keeping because I love the colors. They're so cute. We also have these 2. Like I said, I'm not really wanting to trade these ones. I might bring them with me, maybe, but I think for sure I want to bring them and put them in my market. My husband thinks they're so cute, And I also think they're very cute. So we're probably going to make more of these very soon. Thinking probably making them for 10 bucks because it does take a lot of the, and then knowing how to do these special stitches because these are extras. So you have to understand how to like weave in and out so that it comes back around, if that makes sense. But these ones are for the market and most of these are for market. I don't know if I want to bring any of these. I need to take one of these off, but these are the macabre ones. I really like the bat charms on them. And that's why I don't want to bring them to market because it is a little bit more expensive. It's not too much more expensive, but it's still kind of expensive. And I'm probably still going to only charge $1, maybe $2 for these if I do sell them. I think they're very cute. If I start running through, then maybe, I don't know, put that in my pile. We have these guys. I'm not going to bring these. These ones are for sure for the market. So I'm going to put them in my market pile. They're so cute. These are the color beads that I ran out of. I ran out of gray. I did use a darker gray over here. Oh, that's the same thing with the macabre ones. I did run out of one of the purple colors, so I did end up changing the color somewhere in there. But I'm going to save this for the markets. These ones are also for markets, so they're not going to even go in the bag. Last but not least, we made so many more little guys. This one's mine, so I got to take him off. I just put him here so that's easy to find him. I don't think I want to bring these. Oh, I remade the gray one. I did tell you guys about it, but I didn't show you guys, I don't think. I remade him and I changed his eyes out and I took away the nose because I don't think I like the nose. I'm not going to keep this one. I almost want to bring this along with me. I don't know, y'all. But these are all things I am bringing to my markets because this took a really long time. I don't want to put this in the bag. There's 10, I believe, of these squares here. I did bring the ones that I had blocking outside. I don't think they really blocked the way I want them to because there's no weight on them. But at least I got them in the water once. There's 10 there. I have 14 more, or 4 more to go, not 14. Dear God. Oh, that would be terrible. But I've got 4 more to go. I was going to try to work on it while editing this video. And it just, the counting and me talking, just, it doesn't work because I have to stop what I'm doing and then edit that portion out and then come back to my work. And by then I've already forgot how many stitches I've done. So I will be finishing this very, very soon. I hope maybe not tomorrow, but the day after because I have the day off. Fingers crossed. I do have my HHN hype list video in the PC right now. So we will be uploading that for Tuesday. Oh, also, this is something I didn't talk about at all because I was working on it all day today and just maybe I talked about it. We finished the outside of the bag. Ta-da! The back looks great. The front, not so much. I did use a crab stitch for this, for the border. I'm hoping that if I put the bed sheet in here, this will help it stop curling. That's my biggest gripe with this, is that it curls down. But outside of that, I'm really loving it. I think I might add the pockets on the inside now and not the outside because that's just too much. The crab stitch is helping it not stretch as much, I feel like. I think it helps hold it in. So that's pretty brilliant that I learned how, or relearned how to do the crab stitch. But this is the bag. This is going to go inside the bag like this. And then I'm probably going to bring some yarn with me because those lines are going to be hella long. Ugh, I love that it has a little boxy shape to it. I'm boxy. But anyways, that's the majority of everything we worked on. Of course, we worked on the berets in the background, so I'll only update you when I finish them. Very close to finishing that. Oh, the snowflakes! I forgot. We got all these snowflakes. I talked about the yarn, but I didn't tell you about the snowflakes. I'll figure something out to do with it, or something to do with these eventually. That's for the future me. All right, well, thanks for hanging out. HHN is almost here. Oh my god, I don't really have much done. Well, see you in crunch time.